refresh this because it usually takes several refreshes of the page for the live stream video.
No worries.
Like, okay, we are live. Is this
Da,
stream
da, da,
movie still?
da.
Ye-
Yahoo! We made it. We are here. I see the Kevins. Hello. Hi,
Hi, Kevin.
Kevin.
All right, so looks like we are live. Welcome, everyone, to the 34th episode of Goddess Spotlight with Liaserenityrose. I am your host, Leah, and of course, my guest of honor today is Erenaroonie.
Ooh, I am so happy to be here, and I am an awkward dripping potato. Hello.
All right, so let's get started on this Q&A, shall we?
Absolutely.
All right. So, how did you get into voice acting? Like, how did you become interested in voice acting and what inspired you to pursue voice acting? Like, tell us your backstory.
Oh my goodness. All right. So, got to go back all the way to the beginning. By the beginning, I mean junior high, 7th grade year. So, freshman, they called it freshman and senior in junior high.
Hmm.
But 7th grade, junior high, it was during, I think, spring break or winter break. I was scrolling through YouTube as I do, and I had found a what I now found was like a compilation of all the cutscenes from Sonic Unleashed, and it was called Sonic Unleashed the movie. Um,
Hmm.
and I remember and I just remember looking back on it with my brother. We used to watch TV all the time, and then there was the commercial for Sonic Unleashed, and I would call over to my brother, hey, look, it's that new Sonic game. I never particularly cared for Sonic when I was younger. It was always like, Sonic versus Mario, who's better? Mario, Nintendo, stuff like that. And it was a funny when the rivalry was at its peak. I was always like, yeah, Mario, you know, uh through the Mario Brothers. Like I was like full on Mario Bros fan. So but eventually, I settled down a little bit, and so I was just like, I remember seeing that commercial a lot as a kid, trying to call over my brother and checking it out. So I'm like, you know what? I got time. I'm not doing anything. So I just clicked on the video and I ended up watching it. And just that first scene, that opening scene where Eggman is in the ship, and then all of a sudden Sonic lands, fire, and then everything starts going. All the robots are shooting stuff. Sonic is zipping through, running around, and avoiding everything. Just so exciting and hyperactive and all this awesome stuff. And I'm just like, I felt my heart racing. And I was just so invested. I'm like, oh my god, go, go, go. As soon as Eggman catches him, I'm like, oh my god! And he pulls him back, and then boom, that golden Sonic. I'm like, wait a minute, I remember seeing that in Brawl. My brother used to use that to kill me every single freaking time. I hated that move. But there it is. He's gotten golden or super. Again, before I knew anything about Sonic. And so I'm just like, oh my god, this is awesome. And then just watching through and finishing the compilation, aka movie of Sonic Unleashed. And when I finished, I was just like, I got so emotional. I was like, that was incredible. I mean, and the next day I rewatched it. Like the next morning, I rewatched it again, and I remember rewatching it, and then I saw the Night of the Werehog, and I was just like, "Oh wow, there's another part to it." And then I saw like Sonic Generations cutscenes. I'm like, "Oh, different voice, huh? Weird." But that's when it first clicked. It was a different VAs. But I started looking into it more, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this was amazing. And that's when I started talking with my best friend at the time about, voice acting and all this stuff. I started going on and 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 on about freaking voice acting and Sonic and Jason Griffith being so incredible as this freaking Sonic werehog thing. It was freaking amazing. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And then just like I started spiraling into Sonic. I'm like, I remember Sonic X on 4Kids. I always skipped it because I was watching Ninja Turtles, but I remember this. So then I started watching. I'm like, wait a minute. I remember this guy. Wait a minute, this girl. She's in this and it just spiraled. And then from then, I just started doing impressions. I started doing all kinds of little things. It started from little things here and there. Um, just small things that started escalating and escalating. I think one of the big things that we started with was, you know, I started with doing the parody voice of Bakura from, those old parodies of Yu-Gi-Oh! And on the YouTube Spaces, the giraffe, the concrete giraffes and stuff like that. With the Slender Man and all that when it was in peak high form. And of course, the Merrick Ishtar type stuff, and it was so funny with the leather pants and just doing random things and just continuing on and just getting so invested in doing the character voices. I invented a little thing with my little cousin going speed round, where essentially I would give her a list of character voices and I would go through and she would say the name of a character and I would go through it. So, like, okay, Princess Peach. Oh, yeah, here we go. Vector the Crocodile. Oh, we gotta go find the computer room. Okay, let's go. And just keep going on faster, faster, faster. Different character voices, different character voices. Practicing my range, just doing different characters, doing it for imitations. The first little recordings I started doing was on her 3DS. And they're probably still there if she still has it. I remember she showed it to me like a couple of years back. I doubt if she still has it, but she showed me all the old recordings on the DS, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. Um, but those old recordings on the DS, and then of course, when I finally got my Facebook, my first ever social media on freshman year of high school, so ninth grade now, is when I started recording my quote unquote demo reels. I
Mhm.
started doing I got inspired by Brizzy Voices and Shadow759 doing character voices, and what Brizzy Voices used to do was essentially just that, stand in front of the camera and do voices. And so I started with my Stewie Griffin impression and started doing all these little things like saying Brian and oh bless and all that stuff, and continuing doing different things and just escalating into different things from there into full on. Once I graduated, doing all these impressions until finally graduating high school, making my first ever YouTube channel in freshman year of university. Notice how freshman year tends to be the starting point for me. Starting point. But starting my YouTube channel freshman year of university, and of course, the rest is history, I guess. That was a lot. That was a lot of rambling.
Oh, no, no, it's very intriguing. I always love asking this question because we all come from humble beginnings, and everyone has their own story of how they start out. So it was very intriguing.
Speaking of starting out, I actually have to do a quick shout out real quick. Axel DK64 over here in the comments. Thank you so much for joining, my dude. This dude right here is a significant part of my life. So
Oh.
if I don't think many people know about this story, but I'm gonna go ahead and share it. So um freshman year of university was pretty rough for me, but of course it was also when I started to branch out and become my own person, living in a completely different city, away from my family, blah blah blah, all the usual growing up stuff that people have to do when they go away. And
Mhm.
the second semester of university is when I joined a film club at university. and I met who is now one of my close friend Pikes. Um, she had introduced me to Axel, and Axel and I ended up becoming some of the best friends. And Axel is the one who actually, there's an old picture, and I can share it later on if you would like me to. This old picture that I drew of Arena in a recording booth. That is actually the first time I ever was in a recording booth, and Axel was the one that brought me into that recording booth. Because
Aw.
we both went to the same university together. Surprise! We
Aw.
went together and we created stuff together. Axel had a an is an amazing artist, and he had me do a couple of comic dubs, practicing with his comics and um, recording some of his artwork as his characters, and of course as doing what we do now, which is the villainous, or what we did then, I'm sorry, did then was the villainous fan dubs. Before they started doing the TV show, there was only the Spanish version of Villainous. And so Axel and I were doing the Villainous TV show where I was Dr. Flug, and and he was Matt Hat. I Black Hat. There we go. I'm sorry, I couldn't remember his name. It's been so long. Good lord. But we did the English dubs of the first couple little snippets that they did, and from there it was a lot of fun. The person who first started doing that stuff with me before I got my first ever role um, was with Axel. So shout out to Axel. And of course,
Aw.
to Daniel Nemitz for casting me in my first ever role, being cast as both Sonic and Amy in the Sonic Boom stop motion animated series, which is where I met A Blue Moon. We both were
Aw.
in that series together, and that's how we first met. And now we're working together on here in Revolution, and it's incredible to see how that happened.
Aw. That's a very wonderful story, Arena. Ooh, okay. Yeah. Let me go. Oh yeah, I did see a question from Kevin.
All right.
Where did your inspiration for your Rouge voice come from?
Oh, this is pretty funny. So initially, my Ruse voice was going with the voice from Sonic X,
Mm.
and the, Sonic '06. I was initially going with the sort of sultry voice that we heard inside the show, and I wasn't always doing the greatest with it. And eventually, I just couldn't hit the register as I used to. I'm just like, it's not really the way that I always do it. And so, as the years progressed, I started doing just a sultry voice in general, and I started just testing with the range. And ironically enough, I mentioned this before. Um, it kind of reminded me of my cousin's voice. And if you guys know the meme of, Shadow loves Latinas, Rouge has been confirmed as a Latina, my cousin's a Latina. So that sass, that the little smirk, the laughter, that sort of thing, I always draw from my cousin. I think of my cousin when I do that kind of voice, because she's always been so confident, and I always like, when I think of Rouge, I unintentionally just channeled her when doing the voice. So in a way, I guess I'm just kind of doing my cousin's voice a little bit, but obviously different, but a lot of fun. I mean, it's a great experience being able to be Rouge, and and not only that, but when I get into Rouge's voice, it's not just the voice; it's physically embodying. Like you saw it a little bit when last year when we were in person doing that
Yeah.
panel for Revo with all of our fellow VAs. But
Mhm.
when I'm voicing Rouge, I don't know why I do it, but I get very sassy. My hand waves like in a certain way, like nah. My hand waves, or like I'll put my hands on my hips, or I'll be looking away, or like rolling my head, like whatever, blah blah blah. That's just how Rouge's voice comes out. It's not just the voice coming out. I have to do the physical movement in order to do the voice. And it's the funniest thing. So it's a mixture of different influences plus the movement.
Like I think by doing the gestures that Rouge does, it adds authenticity, to your voice performance because you're not just doing just the voice, you're actually channeling the sassiness of Rouge's like sassy part of her personality, and you do it so well, Arena.
It's so like it's true to the nature of the work. I mean, I've seen a lot of times when it comes to voice work, I've heard the stories of like different VAs doing different things, like Tom Kinney literally like doing the gesture where he touches his throat and repeatedly like grabs his throat as he's doing the laugh for SpongeBob, that he has to like really touch his throat when he's doing the voice in order to
Mhm,
do the SpongeBob laugh. And then
mhm,
it it reminds me of this other interview with speaking of Jason Griffith. He was talking about this. I forget what it was he was talking about, but he was doing something where he was jumping up and down inside the recording booth and like doing a little dance or something, or he was doing like a dance or something, or shaking his hands or whatever, and then he pushed the talk back button, and someone on the other side goes, "Oh, look at the little dance he's doing," and he got embarrassed, and
aw.
it affected his. It was infecting his the way he delivered it. So he said, like, you know what? I'm just gonna go back to doing it because I'm Sonic. God damn it! That interview cracked me up, but it's so true. You can't hold back on it. You have to keep going with it.
Mhm. I think my other favorite one, I think when we did that 5-minute strawberry shortcake at Rebel in person
Yeah.
last year, Reina, like like Andrew was bringing in everybody, and then you really channeled it very well. It's like, "This doesn't suck, you suck." Like like you channeled it so well, and like everyone did great in that skit.
Everyone, everyone immediately fell into character, and the funniest part to me, I don't think people understand that we had Leave It Magic in the room with us while we were
Yeah, that's like the extra funny. Like it was funny because it for those who don't know the story, we were just chilling in like another room. And Lee Majdu was there because he was at the in-person last year, and he and his agent were just chilling in the corner of that room while the strawberry shortcake thing was like transpiring. And then it led to, of course, Doom chasing Andrew out of that room, and it was the most hilarious thing. And then when we come back, um, Doom literally tells Lee, "Don't worry, we're professionals," and then Lee's like all chill about it. Like he just like it's like, "No, it's okay, it's okay." Like Lee Majdu's such a sweetheart. Like he's just so chill. And then I think I literally told Doom, well, I think when you think about it, I think he's used to Jim Carrey
Jim
acting
Carrey.
silly behind
Yes.
him. So I'm kind of like thinking maybe he's just like he's like, oh, this is the same thing. 'Cause, like we're just being silly behind the scenes. So I'm pretty sure he's dealt with like silly behind the scenes with Jim Carrey. So
Yes. Oh my goodness. And he was so wonderful. It was so funny too. I mean, when he came into the room, like we were all seated at the table and we're like, "Do you want to come sit down?" He's like, "Oh no, it's okay." And he's sat at the corner like on the floor and we're like, "You sure you don't want to sit down on a chair?" "No, it's all good." And then when Doom and Andrew come back from the room from running, we're all like, "Oh God, we all did that in front of him." And we all kind of looked over and just like, sorry about that. And he's like, "Oh no, it's okay. You guys were fun." Just
This is he's probably like, "Ooh, this is some great role play right now."
like,
This
it
is
made
some
me
great role
wonder,
play.
like, it made me wonder, like, did he ever mention this to Jim?
I do wonder that too, like, that maybe if he comes back for, like, next year in person, I'll probably ask him, "Hey, did you ever tell that time where you witnessed an entire, like, role play of, like, of
A group
people
of
in a
people
break
chasing someone out of a fruit strawberry
room?" Like, I think, like, when, when I heard you, like, just dissing Andrew and Sonic about the strawberry shortcake doesn't suck, but he sucks, and that was, like, one of my favorite parts.
know me personally, you know I am the most non-confrontational, awkwardest of potatoes. So like I don't know what it is about Rouge, but every single time, without a fault, without a pause, without whatever, I always end up roasting some. And it's so unintentional, but it comes out so naturally. Like I don't
Mhm.
even pre-plan it or anything, and it just happens.
But I think that's the beauty of it because, we all know Rouge's character, like, she tends to do that with Knuckles a lot, like, calling him out, and then he'll get mad that she called him out in some way, but that's just Rouge's character, and
So
oh, yeah.
funny with Josh though, because
Yeah.
like when you think of Rouge and Knuckles, you always expect Knuckles to be like, "What do you mean?" Da, 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 da," and like fire back, but no, Josh is just like, what?" Every time.
But it's so funny because he kind of like Josh, like, channels, like, Boom Knuckles with the "huh?"
Exactly,
Like
exactly. It's
where you're
so
like,
funny.
it's kinda like, "Am I talking to the main game Knuckles or the Boom Knuckles right now?"
Like I
Like
was waiting for like an explosion. There never is one, and I'm just like, is it coming? When is it coming? When is he gonna?
yeah, because we know, Knuckles and Rouge's dynamic is that Rouge will say something or try to take the Master Emerald from Knuckles, and then Knuckles will blow up in some way. Meanwhile, Josh is, like, totally the opposite, where he's just so chill. So it's like it's just funny. Like I guess it's like depending on the portrayal of the voice actor,
Oh
like
yeah, definitely.
because like I'll commend like I love Travis Willingham's like Knuckles voice as Boom Knuckles because he just nails the comedic aspect and every Knuckles Boom Knuckles line that he says in the TV show always cracks me up. And so so yeah, I kind of feel like Josh like channels more Boom Knuckles, if anything.
And it's a newer
Yeah.
version of it. Like when cause like exactly like when it comes to that dynamic, you expect like the whole fight between the two of them, but when it's me and Josh doing it, it's more so like Rouge is like miles ahead in terms of wit, and then Josh's Knuckles is just like, what? Instead of just like that witty banter or that explosion, it's a completely different take on the Rouge and Knuckles dynamic, and that's why I love working with Josh. It's so funny.
I know, right? It's like the audience is kind of like anticipate, oh, he's gonna blow up at some point, and then it
And he
just
never
doesn't
does.
happen. And then they're like, wait, was was supposed to blow up at Rouge because this is their dynamic that we're used to, right? So it's like So I kind of feel that's like Josh just does an amazing Knuckles. Like he's like the more chill Knuckles, if you know what I mean. Like he's just chill, and then he can be like dim-witted. Like, I'm sorry, what'd you say? Like where he shows like the dim-witted aspect of Boom Knuckles.
It is so fun.
Absolutely. All right, here's my next question for you, Reina. Um, I know you kind of mentioned, can you go into more detail of how you got into the Sonic franchise?
Right. So, like I said, initially when growing up, it was first of all, if y'all have anyone to blame, blame my brother. He started all this. So, my brother, um, he played. My brother, I always consider him as one of the best gamers ever, and I mean that for a fact. I mean, this dude is a completionist. He is incredible when it comes to games. He is so intelligent. He is so efficient when it comes to games. He is very good at problem solving, and he is just phenomenal. Always amazing. Not only is he incredible at playing games, but he always is very knowledgeable about different factors and stuff like that. And I swear, like every single time, he always completes a game. Like always.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I always just every time it blows my mind. And I appreciate it more growing now that I'm older and looking back I'm like, "Dang, dude, you unlocked every character. Dang, you collected all the bananas in Donkey Kong 64?" Like like every little thing he's just amazing. Um
Oh.
he has a wide array of video games, and of course, one of them was, of course, Sonic. He touched up on Sonic a bit. And when we were little, he did some of the Sonic on like PC or not P. Was it what is it called? The oh gosh, Windows. Yes, old computer Sonic. Just old Sonic computer. Because again, we were Nintendo kids. But did Sonic stuff like that, and the GameCube, and I think actually the GameCube is where he first showed me a Sonic game. And
Hmm.
this is actually pretty ironic. I think I've mentioned this before, but as a kid, I used to adore mice, and my brother ended up showing me the Sonic game, either Sonic Riders or Sonic Zero Gravity. Um, and when we were playing, I was playing as Rouge. And
Mm.
as a kid, I didn't I saw a mouse with big ears. And I just remember him going, that's not a mouse. That's she's not a mouse." And here years later I'd be playing. So it comes full circle.
Oh.
But he tried to show me Sonic, and I was just not having it. But he did try to show me Sonic, and again, just Nintendo kid. And then again with Sonic in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. First of all, my brother, again, he will win anything. He is that good. And me, I'd always play like Princess Peach or like Zelda, and I couldn't do anything. He can play any character at any time, and he especially playing as Link, and of course Sonic. And then, of course, as soon as he got that freaking smash ball, all you hear is, "I'll show you, dude." And I down my control. I'm done. I'm done. He's clearing the stage. I'm done. So I hated Sonic for the longest freaking time. And again,
Aw.
it's so freaking funny because that Sonic ended up being the the one that inspired me to get into voice acting
Oh.
and into the Sonic in general, because that was the Sonic at the time. And
Mhm.
so I knew about Sonic because of my brother.
Aw.
I got more into it by myself, but the one who started it was my brother. So shout out to
Aw.
my brother, who I'm still I tried. It was so freaking funny. I was trying to bring him last year to a con, to go meet some of the Sonic VAs, and he had to leave right before I could get him to go meet some of the Sonic VAs. I'm like, bruh, are you serious? So I'm hoping to finally, um, get him to go meet some of the VAs. But I did tell Jason, um, the story of my brother beating me in the games, and he was cracking up at my little impression of the "I'll show you," because that's literally every single time. I hated Sonic because of Brawl, because
Like,
of my brother, until later on.
it's kinda
So
like it's pretty much you have, like, a love-hate relationship because of Sonic and Brawl.
yes, all started because of my brother, who is the most epic of gamers. So shout out to my brother.
Aw. It's like they're probably Jason's like, "Oh," it's like, "I'm sorry if I annoyed you with showing you light."
Actually, yeah, and I'm just like, bruh, I swear my brother exists. He just keeps he keeps missing. Like, I almost got him to come to freaking Revo, and then I brought him over to the convention. We were in the same room with the freaking VAs, and we were about to go do a panel, to go watch the VAs do a panel. And my brother's like, I gotta start heading out. I'm like, I swear he exists. So I'm just like, someday I'm gonna be able to bring him to come meet you guys. I swear. And hopefully I can actually bring him to Revel at some point, because that would be freaking hilarious.
Aw. Aw, that's adorable. Ooh, okay. Let me check if oh, okay. Here is a question, of course, from Axel TK64. Um, okay, I guess here is a question involving villainous dubs we've done. Who was your favorite character to voice for, Dr. Flug or Dementia?
Ooh, okay. So this one, I know that when we first did the villainous stuff, I was initially doing the voice of Dr. Flug, and it was fun for sure. I really enjoyed being able to do it. But I feel like in terms of characters, dementia for sure. Dementia let me get my more crazy side out. I associate dementia with essentially kind of getting a chance to channel my Rosie the Rascal impression, because I have not been able to be cast as Rosie in something yet, but I would love to. But being able to do just like a crazy kooky character was a lot of fun, and being able to do so with dementia was phenomenal. It was a blast. I
Nice.
love doing kooky characters whenever possible, and dementia was high up on the radar.
Nice. All right, here is my next question for you, Arena. Are there any professional voice actors who inspired you to become a voice actor yourself? If so, can you name them?
For sure. So I mentioned him a couple of times, but of course, Jason Griffith, shout out my dude. I also have to say a few others include VAs like um, Jason Marsden, who
Oh.
did so many different voices growing up. I mean, Max from the Goofy movie. He was what was his name? I was just thinking about it from Hocus Pocus. Binks the cat. Um,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, but he did so many different characters growing up, and I loved every single character that he voiced all the
Mhm.
time. So much fun. So Jason Marsden, gotta say Tom Kenny, because again,
Mhm.
one of the OGs. His ability to just go crazy, funny, and loud, and just not hold back is just, that is admirable. Absolutely admirable to be able to do that. I love it.
Oh. Oh, Axel DK64 said Jason Marsden also did Haku too from Spirited Away.
Thank you. I was trying to remember another voice. Yes, Haku was another one. I was trying to remember. There were so many other ones, um, but that was another big one. Was Haku. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so we said Jason, Tom. Um, let me. it- There's so many of them. Like my head is scrambling. There's
it's
so many.
it's so funny that you I think you said you mentioned two Jasons. Jason Griffith and and
Jason
Jason
Marsden.
Marsden. Two Jasons.
To Jason. There is a running theme in my life, and I'll mention it. I have so many Jasons in my life.
Oh, the
I
irony.
legitimately do. It's hilarious. I have two loved ones named Jason
Oh,
in my approximate family.
oh my gosh.
One of them being my brother. That's why I
Oh my
didn't say
gosh.
his name. So we've got Jason beat Jason. Then you've got the voice actor. You've got an old principal from a school. I mean,
Oh, oh my gosh.
and there were coworkers, there
Oh
family
my
friends
gosh.
named Jason.
You can never escape the name Jason.
It
Right.
gets worse. It gets worse.
Oh my gosh.
Remember the mouse thing that I told you about?
Mhm, yes.
I used to have a collection of toy mice.
Oh,
Guess what every single mouse's name was?
oh no, you named Jason, did you?
Jason.
Oh my gosh. My gosh.
Collection of toy mice, all of them named Jason. So yes, the name is very important to me.
Oh my gosh. But any
Crazy.
other VAs or is just those VAs?
Oh no,
It
there's many, many more. I was just like, my brain was exploding.
too many
My brain broke
Jasons.
for a second when we were talking about that. Oh my gosh. Of course, Mark Hamill, I have to say, when I found out that he was the voice of the Joker and Skips and like doing all these different characters, that range, man, good lord, that is incredible.
Mhm.
Absolutely phenomenal. And again, just that the iconic laughter of the Joker is amazing.
Mhm.
Um,
It's just iconic too because this is the same dude who literally played Luke Skywalker in the Star Wars
exactly,
movie, which is like, oh my gosh, he's playing a
exactly,
hero in Star Wars and then he plays a villain in Batman.
exactly. It is hilarious and fun. Jennifer Tilly, she
Ooh.
voices so many different characters. A lot of them, like think of Bonnie from Family Guy, but I tend to think Tiffany from the Chucky series.
Oh.
She's just phenomenal. I love her a lot. She's also done like a lot of awesome acting stuff as well. But Jennifer Tilly is another VA. Um, in that same vein, now that I mention it, Brad Dourif, because again, he just his laughter is amazing.
Oh. And of course, for those who don't know, it's actually the 30th anniversary of a Goofy movie. When you mention
Yeah,
I it's this year, it's the 30th anniversary of a Goofy movie, so it's just ironic that you mentioned Jason Marsden. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I've seen like videos on like the Disney's like socials talking about it." And they have like literally Bill Farmer and Jason Marsden just talk about fond memories, I guess, about the movies.
exactly. And I know like Disney has its thing. I will not shy away from that, but I will say there was a lot of love put into the voicing and bringing these characters to life. Bill Farmer, his
Mhm.
performance as Goofy, goodness.
Mhm.
I never
Mhm.
thought it would be possible to make such evoke such emotion from a character with such a well goofy voice. Like, my word, it was amazing. And
Mhm.
he really opened my eyes as to what is possible. It can be done. So that's
Mhm.
another VA, I would say.
Yeah, it was I had the chance, like well, I would have had the chance, but I wanted to meet specific VAs at San Diego Comic-Con, and I think, like, a previous year, Bill Farmer was there, but I didn't go to meet him because I had, like, specific other VAs I wanted to meet, so I wanted to manage my money, you know?
Yeah,
But Bill Farmer was at San Diego Comic-Con, at a specific booth and stuff, so Um, but hopefully if he does, come back, I'll definitely go wanna meet him because I love Goofy. Like, his Goofy voice is so iconic, like, I can't even imagine anybody else, like, voicing Goofy. You know, he's just one of those
yeah,
voice actors. It's like, whenever you think Goofy, just think Bill Farmer.
for
Like
sure.
mhm. But nice.
Oh,
But
and a few other VAs before we change topics, because I know I was rambling a lot, but few other VAs that I have to mention. Lisa Ortiz, absolutely incredible,
oh, yeah.
incredible, incredible, incredible. Pete Capella,
Mhm.
amazing, phenomenal, wonderful. Sam
Mhm.
Vincent, oh my goodness, my childhood.
I love him as Double D from Ed, Edd
Yes,
n Eddy. Like, I
one of my
love
first
him as Double
crushes.
D.
Ah.
Like, I love Double D, like, when I saw the behind the scenes when Sam Vincent's doing it, I'm like, "How does he do that voice of Double D?" It's like it sounds so high pitch, right, when you hear Double D's voice? So I'm just like, the amazing world of voice acting. Like
It really is. It's so crazy to hear the ranges of people and seeing the behind the scenes. I'm like, of all the VAs from Ed and Eddie, I'm like, oh my gosh, what the heck? That these voices are coming out of these people, and it's so incredible to see the range.
mhm. Absolutely. I know you said you have a few others?
Yeah, Patrick Warburton, cannot
Oh,
forget about him.
that guy, yeah. Like, he can just literally just do his normal voice, and it just fits the other characters he voices. Um,
Absolutely.
who are the other few?
Um, I know that I mentioned a lot of currently like up in the industry, but I've also got to say our fellow VAs, like here in
Oh.
Revo that I've worked alongside with in my personal projects, even people just in the community that I've met through socials and what have you. We've
Mhm.
got so many incredible people. I mean, I've mentioned her before, but a Blue Moon, Sydney, incredible,
Mhm.
incredible person, incredibly
Mhm.
talented. Andrew, you mentioned Andrew. Andrew's
Mhm.
amazing and wonderful.
Mhm.
We mentioned about Josh. Josh is
Mhm.
phenomenal. Axel,
Mhm.
you are wonderful. I mean, there's just so many people that come to mind when I think about fellow VAs. I mean,
Mhm.
so many people. I can go on and on and on.
Ooh, okay. I think I just saw oh wait. Oh, okay. Yeah. I just saw another question by Axel DK64. Who is your dream character to be casted to voice for?
Ooh,
Ooh,
that is interesting. Hmm. That
interesting
that is a
question.
hard one. That is a hard one. Huh. Cause like I've enjoyed voicing Sonic characters. And of
Mhm.
course being able to voice those professionally, voice any Sonic character professionally would be incredible. I think I've mentioned in the past that I would love an opportunity to voice Tangle. Um
Oh.
she is a character that when I first started out voice acting, it was just a lot of fun, bouncy and exciting. And it's just so exciting to be able to think about all these different things and like go on adventures and go see Sonic and just I'm so excited. Just that hyperactive, heart racing character will be so much fun. Being able to play a crazy villain, like mentioned about dementia, a character like
Mhm.
that, just crazy, wacky. I feel like it would be fun to play a wacky, crazy yet redeemable villain character. So like maybe an
Mhm.
anti-hero, think like Harley Quinn, stuff like
Mhm.
that. Another thing that I've thought about quite often, I've been thinking about this too often, voicing a Pokemon or a Pokemon character would be a lot of fun. I
Ooh.
would love an opportunity to voice a Pokemon. Those are some of the characters that I remember practicing a lot. Like, they just come naturally. Psyduck, Psyduck. Just different little characters come
Aw.
through so naturally, and it would be wonderful to be able to voice those characters.
Ooh. Very interesting. Oh, but like I love Corin's Tangle. Shout out to Coincidence. She just nails Tangle's like
Absolutely.
hyperactiveness. Like every time whenever I see Tangle's like dialogue in the Sonic IDW comics, I just think of Corin's Tangle. Like like her voice just doesn't leave my mind whenever I see Tangle's dialogue. Um
Absolutely. Just as long as the VA is hyperactive and just they nail it. They
mhm.
nail it.
For sure. It's so funny. Axel DK64 commented, "Wow, who knew your Psyduck was so good?" Just
I think one of the
imagine.
earliest things I did was not Psyduck, but it was gosh, what was it? I had voiced Ash Ketchum. It was a parody for the Mewtwo Strikes Back, and it was the scene
Mm.
where Ash frees all the Pokemon, and Ash comes out of the shadows. He's like, "I won't let you, Mewtwo," or something, something. You can't do that. I won't let you. I did
Aw.
a parody, and it's still up on YouTube. I think it was with Michael Grasso, and the parody was I'm not gonna actually say the f bomb, but hey Mewtwo, f you. I'm Ash from Pallet Town. I won't let you do that. F you.
Oh.
So just it was a lot. I love voicing Pokemon and Pokemon characters in general. So Psyduck is just one of them. I've done so many other ones. There's Bulbasaur. There's oh my goodness, I can go on. I've been playing too much Pokemon.
It was really cool. I actually got to meet Veronica Taylor, the original Ash Ketchum.
Really?
Yeah, she was so nice. Like me and my friend, we were just waiting in line because I found out which booth because she actually posted on her socials of which booth number at San Diego Comic-Con. So I told my friend, "Hey, do you want to come with me?" I was like, "Are you doing anything?" And I said, "Do you want to come with me? Because I'm gonna go meet Veronica Taylor." And he's like, "Who's that? The original Ash Ketchum?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I'll definitely come with you."
Whoa.
And it was
That's
funny.
awesome.
We were just waiting in line. We just started forming the line at the specific booth she was signing, and she actually touched my friend's shoulder, and my friend told me, "I'm never washing this shoulder ever again. She touched my shoulder." And we always tell this story to my other friends, and I was like, "Yeah, it's like Veronica Taylor touched my friend's shoulder." And he's like, "I'm never washing this shoulder ever again." Um And it was funny because I actually showed my parents I got something signed, and I said and then my parents like, "Who's that?" "She's the voice of Ash Ketchum." "It's a girl?" Like, my parents were shocked that it was a woman voicing a boy, and I was like, you do realize that women can do boy voices, right?" Like my mom was really like, my mom and dad were really that it was like, cause they thought legitimately, they thought it was a man, and no, it's a woman voicing a young boy. Um, so they had the reality shattered that day when I revealed that Ash Ketchum's voiced by a woman. Um,
It's so funny to see people's reactions when you show them that you're voicing a certain character. Like you break their mind somehow.
Yeah, because my parents don't really know the voice acting thing, because my parents knew my brother and I, we were into Pokemon back in the day. So, they just know that we enjoyed Pokemon. We had like the Game Boy Color, we had red, blue, yellow, gold, silver, crystal. We played those games. So our parents knew that we were both into Pokemon. And then as I said, I shattered my parents like, what? Ash Ketchum voiced by a woman. Like, um, but yeah, it was hilarious.
That is awesome. I The only one that I noticed that I can note was when I gave some fan art to Lisa Ortiz during the it was during Revo because for Halloween I gave her a different picture for Amy, but for Revo I gave her a drawing of Amy doing a fireball at Ashua and with her talking with her character from Slayers. And
Mhm.
as soon as I handed her the picture and she was looking at it, she was like, I'm like, I did not
Oh,
expect her to start doing the character voice. I'm like, oh my god. It was
oh.
so like randomly cute. It was so adorable. I'm like, oh my gosh. I was like so humbled that she liked the picture for one, but also I was just like, oh
Mhm.
my god. Because I didn't know. It took me like I said, I love looking up what characters that a certain VA will voice act. So like if I see a VA, I will tend to look through their like IMDb and stuff, see what they've acted in live action or in voice work. And I had noted that she had ended up doing the voice of Ashua. I'm like, what? So I was just like, I was shook. So I was just like, oh my gosh, she has done so many other character voices, but also
Mhm.
did the character Ashua. I never put it together. And so when she
It's
did that right in front of me after giving her the picture, I was just like, oh my god.
yeah, it's super adorable. I actually got to meet Lisa Ortiz at San Diego Comic-Con. I met her and Erica Schroeder because they were like part of a panel. I think like a voiceover like workshop or something, and Lisa was one of like the panelists. And I actually got a photo with her and I sent it to Doom, and she was like, and I told her I met Lisa. um, and then I got to meet Erica Schroeder. They're both very nice. I I was like so shocked. I was not expecting to like meet them and get a photo with them. um, but it's really cool because I'm not sure if you noticed, Arena, but Lisa Ortiz is actually in charge of the voice direction, I think, in the new Pokemon.
Exactly. That's what I knew about. And I was just like, I was so shook about that because I knew she voiced Amy and I knew she voiced, um, she had, I'm sorry, I'm having trouble talking. She had voiced it Slayer. But when I was looking up about Pokemon, I saw she did not only a couple of characters, but she was in fact part like one of the lead in terms of like developing and she mentions it a couple of times when talking about panels and all that. And it's just
Mhm.
amazing her insights when she discusses about it.
Mhm. It's just so interesting to hear like the behind the scenes stuff when they do panels at conventions. Like it's always so intriguing. That's why I love it when they have voice actors there, and then especially if they're like a voice director and they kind of like talk about that. So it's always so intriguing.
Exactly.
Ooh, okay. Here's something about Sonic Revolution for my next question. In Sonic Revolution, did you have any favorite panel moments that you find memorable or funny?
Oh, it drags.
Oh.
Some of the only times I have seen Kelp crack, and I was not expecting him to crack. So when we heard Shadow, him laughing as Shadow in character, I was just like, "Oh my god, Shadow's laughing. We gotta run!" And it started because of that's what's another that's what became a running gag was because of the incognito missions was those missions that those pretend missions that we come up with for Team Dark. One of
Oh,
them being where they go in disguise and instead of just having Rouge by herself, or they have Shadow go and drag with her, and he complains about it, but or he acts all tough about it. It's just like I don't remember seeing you complain about it when you were wearing the heels or putting on your own makeup.
oh my gosh.
And like it just ended up being a running gag that Shadow does not mind putting on.
Oh,
So that,
oh
and
my,
then the fact that every single mission ends up being a failure
oh
in one way or
my,
another.
oh my.
It's like the parody is we're kind of like Team Rocket, but we're Team Dark.
Oh my gosh.
One of my favorites was the donuts story. Other than the drag story,
Oh,
was the donuts, where
oh my gosh.
our one success, our one successful mission was picking up donuts for GUN, and even then Omega squashed.
Oh no.
That was our one successful mission. So just
Oh.
being able to come up with those freaking hilariously parodied mission task failed successfully for Team Dark cracked me up. I love being able to do them.
Oh. Yeah, like I know in Sonic Revolution we always end up with some sort of like gag that like, continues, I guess, when the character reappears in a new panel. I think yeah. Like there's so many countless funny moments.
I'm still
Um
waiting on the one where Rouge and Jets face off about about the stolen stuff. Like who's the rightful owner? Who stole it first?
oh no. Oh my gosh. But nice, nice. Let me check. I don't see any new questions in the chat.
Ooh,
All
I could
right.
tell you about a funny story with using the Team Dark when we were at Revo and got lost.
Oh, please do. This I gotta hear.
So this was the night before Revo, and we were on our way to go eat. All of us.
Mhm,
It was the meal before Revo, and we were getting ready to leave the mall that we were hanging out at, and
mhm,
I saw that two of our VAs needed a ride over there, so they were planning on doing. They were planning on getting an Uber. I'm like, I'm driving my car, blah blah blah. I'll get a ride. You know, I felt like I can do this. Like I'll be safe. I'll be able to drive. It's okay. So I'm just like, hey guys, I can actually I'll give you guys a ride over there because we're all going to the same place and I don't want you guys to have to spend money. So it was Ultimate and MC
oh,
and me. I'm trying to pick up Ultimate and MC. And the
mhm.
plan was you guys are going to meet me at the front where we all came in, and I'm going to take us all to the Denny's. Simple enough. I'm going to be
Oh,
blasting Sonic music so you can find me.
oh
So
my
I'm
gosh.
driving around the parking lot blasting like Live and Let. I don't see them and they're not answering the phone. And then eventually I get a hold of them. I'm like, "Where are you guys?" And they're like, "They closed off that section of the mall."
Oh, oh no.
So I drove around around this gigantic mall that I have no idea about because this place was gigantic and had so many freaking sections to it trying to find them. And to
Oh
add
no.
insult to injury, there were freaking people sitting up in chairs all throughout the parking lot. Why? Well, because there was gonna be a fireworks show.
Oh my.
So I am panically trying to find two voice actors in a crowd of people and fireworks.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
Eventually, I found them and they pop in my car, and then I'm trying to get us out. But every single part of the parking lot is with people and chairs and cars all
oh my,
sitting in the areas trying to drive through and fireworks going off.
oh my
I'm
gosh.
panicking. I'm like, I'm messed up. Oh no. And I'm like panicking. I'm like, oh shoot. Oh shoot. I got two people in my car. I can't get us out of here. I am lost. Oh no. So
Oh
I'm
no.
just trying to get us out of the freaking parking lot. That's all I was trying to do was getting us out of the parking lot. I couldn't even get
Oh.
my freaking map to work because we were still stuck in the parking lot.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because when you're in the parking lot garage thing, yeah, your signal is so bad there.
It was
Like
just
I totally get it. That happened to me too when my friends and I went to like right after the Sonic Symphony. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know if my parents will be able to get a hold of me because there's no signal in the parking lot garage for some strange reason. So I totally understand, right? Where you're like, no, why is this not working?
it's so paranoid. I'm like, "Oh my god, guys, I know how to drive, I swear." And I'm, like, trying to make sure I don't hit anybody and, like, trying to make sure I can get us out of there, and then all of a sudden, Ultimate starts talking as Shadow.
Oh no.
Ultimate starts talking as Shadow, and then MC joins in talking like Omega. And then I join in talking as Rouge, and we're all just talking about it. Well, if you would have done the directions that I was talking about, well, clearly you didn't follow the directions on the map. I think that we should have burned down the garage to be able to get down here. Just so we're all just like doing like a talk as Team Dark talking in this car, trying to get out of this place. And that
Oh.
is the moment when we actually were able to find our way out. So Team Dark got us out of the parking lot and got us to the Denny's.
Oh. Oh my
So,
gosh. That's pretty hilarious that they decide, you know what, let's just going in character so that way just to distract from like
the
from you.
chaos.
Yeah, like
And that's
and
how we found our way out. That was the way, not when we were focused or anything. No, we found our way out when we started talking.
oh my gosh. That's just so ironic because I was at Universal Studios with like Kelp and Andrew on that day while you guys were like somewhere else. And then my parents like invited my two BFFs, Super Dan and Maybella. They're like, "Hey, let's go to Denny's." And it's like a completely different like Denny's location from the one that everybody else went to. Um and then I told them that like, well, it's like my parents know my two BFFs. You know, they don't know you guys, so I didn't want to stress my parents out because they were like the ones who drove me, to um to LA. So that's why I was like, yeah, I'll just eat with them. But it was weird because like because I did see that video already where it's like Kelp just surprises Ultimate. That part was adorable.
Yep.
Um, and I saw you like laughing in the background as
I
soon
can
as he was
explain
just,
why that happened too.
oh please do.
So, as you already may have known, I wasn't feeling well for the longest time. And so I wasn't really like focused. My
Oh,
brain was like elsewhere. But we were talking and I was listening, and um, all of a sudden I look over and I see slash hear Kelp talking, and he scared the crap out of me because he like just appeared right next to me. I didn't
Oh.
recognize him because, of course, I did. That was my first time seeing him in person. But just like by the voice, I'm like, wait a minute. Suddenly, a shadow suddenly appears right next to me. And he scared the crap out of me. And so I'm cracking up because I'm like, oh my God. So I'm dying, and then I realize, oh shoot, that's right. He's talking with Ultimate for the first time in person. And then
Mhm.
then Ultimate jumps up and hugs. I was just like, oh my God, I wanted to cry. It was so
Oh.
cool. It was like, oh, it was like living in the moment type thing. But that was why I was laughing, because he startled me with his voice, and then I realized what he was doing.
Oh.
He
It's
literally just teleported in like Shadow, and it
yeah, like pretty much Kelp was channeling his inner shadow at that moment.
Yep, yep.
Oh. Okay, I see another question by Axel DK64. Um, which VAs would you want to meet in person that you haven't already?
Ooh la
Ooh.
la. Okey-dokey. Oh, well, that voice that I just did, uh, kind of tells a little bit. I would love to meet Charles Martinet. The
Hey.
the previous voice of Mario, Luigi, Wario, Waluigi, just for the
Mm,
sole fact, because again, I grew up as a Nintendo kid, Mario
mhm,
characters. Before I had my just absolute fascination with Sonic, it was all about Mario. It's the Super
mhm,
Mario Super Show. I was um my best friend and I at the time would be Mario and Luigi. I was Mario, she was Luigi. I would draw little comics of Mario Jr. Just the cheesiest of things. I love the 1993 Mario movie, even though people hate it. I love the live action movie. So just all full circle. I would love to meet Charles Martinet. It would be incredible.
mm.
And
Nice.
in that same vein, if I could also say, I would also say, in that same vein, actors that I wanted to meet. If you happen to know me, you guys know that I am a huge fan of this web series called Casters. It
Oh.
actually stars Jason in it. But I have met Jason and the director, Aaron Gould. Shout out to both of y'all, because y'all awesome. But I would love to meet um, the other two fellow co-stars, Miriam Poltro and Joshua Tussin. And I say that because if you do not know, Miriam Poltro actually voiced Mewtwo in one of the Pokemon films with Jason as Silent and her as Mewtwo. Yeah,
Oh,
so
interesting.
that still counts. I would love to meet all four of them together at some point, but so far I've only been able to meet them individually.
Mm, gotcha. Very great question, Axel. Ooh, okay. Here is my next question. I would say, other than Rouge, are there any Sonic characters you relate to in terms of personality?
Thing Rouge and I are complete opposites. Like
Except,
complete opposites. I would be so awkward around Rouge in real life and be like, "Oh, okay, okay. Oh, please, no, no, thank you. No, no, no. Don't talk to me like that, please. Oh, well, this is so awkward. Why are you talking to me like this? Oh, derp. Oh, no." Just like complete opposite, no confidence, just complete opposite type character. So, in terms of characters that I am similar to from Sonic, that is a tricky question because
Aw.
I'm not as outgoing as I would think
Mm,
in terms of Rouge's character. but I would say I'm more so towards, say, Amy,
Mm.
in terms of being very caring of my friends, loving to help whenever I can. Um, being when I'm very what is it? Very invested in someone or something, I'm very passionate about it. So I feel like if anyone, I'm very close to Amy, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
Ironically enough.
Oh, that's adorable.
I mean, I also like characters I relate to. I feel like it would be Amy. Characters that I really, really like, other than Sonic, of course. Like, if I ever saw him in person, I swear I would probably like pick him up and give him a hug, but probably Shadow, give him a hug. That dude
Oh.
needs And then also Silver, I would want to tell him that he's doing a good job. He's doing his best.
Mhm.
I would
Yeah.
tell him he's doing all right.
Mhm.
But I
Oh.
feel like Amy and Silver, because like Silver also like feels pretty awkward in his environments, feels like he doesn't really belong in certain things and he's trying to find something. And when he does, he does his best, but it still doesn't feel all the way like it's enough sometimes. But he gets the
Mhm.
encouragement of his friends. I feel in that way that I relate to Silver.
Mm. Yeah, that's understandable.
So yeah, if I were to relate to two characters, ironically, it's a 360 180 from Rouge. It's more so Amy and Silver.
Ah, very interesting. Ooh, okay. Here's a question that I have like regarding like what was your favorite part about Revo in person last year? I believe that was like your first time, I believe, last year.
My first time was actually the year prior in 2023
Ah,
when I went with Sonic Villains.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I can talk about both.
Oh yeah, go
um,
go ahead.
let's see here. I've mentioned about this one before, but Sonic Revo 2023, I went with my one of my best friends, and that was the first time I actually got to go to a Sonic Con. Um, I was invited as a guest, which was beyond humbling, beyond honored, just loss of words, dream come true. Compared to all the stuff, the experiences from growing up, like if I would have told myself, you know, hey, you actually are going to be voice acting Sonic characters when you're older and you're going to be a guest at a convention dedicated to Sonic and go meet your heroes, I'd be sobbing. Like little
Oh.
me would be sobbing. Um so 2023, that revo was incredible. It was when I was at a low point when I was on my way to revo. I had just finished my finals for grad school, and it wasn't enough, and so I got kicked out of my grad program, and
Oh.
I was hitting a really low point, and I felt awful about myself, and I felt like I wasn't good enough. Um, I just felt like, what about me? And it really ate at me. Um, so 2 weeks prior to going to Revo, I took my best friend and we went to Disneyland for her birthday. And it
Mhm.
was my first time ever driving up there by myself. Ah, my goodness, it was hilarious because looking back on it is hilarious because I have really bad travel anxiety. I don't
Oh.
want to go into the details, but I have really bad travel
Mm.
anxiety. But We didn't tell anyone we were going to Disneyland
Oh.
because our families would have talked us out of it. Like literally right before our trip, my grandmother calls me trying to talk me out of going
Oh
when they
my.
found out I was going because no one wanted me to go. And I drove up there with her and we had an incredible time. And then 2 weeks later, we finally got a chance to go to Revel. So Disneyland was kind of prepping me up for Sonic Revel. And
Mm.
we went, and the day prior to Revo, I got to meet Jason at his first ever um, meet and greet for many years, and that itself was freaking hilarious. I can tell that story after if you would like to hear my first ever meeting with Jason, but I'll continue on with Revo. But going to Revo was incredible. Meeting so many people in person, being able to be on that stage and to be able to go, um, people asking for signatures and to take pictures and to record voices and to oh my gosh, it was just amazing, an amazing experience that I wish I could relive over and over and over, because after Revel, people reminded me that I matter, and
Mhm.
I needed that after everything. I really needed that. I was running on that high for months, and it was just incredible. And it's something that I will never be able to repay back to Revo. Um, but you guys essentially saved someone who was struggling a lot by giving them a community to come together with and to enjoy a character, a series, a franchise, and all these people within it, a space to be able to go enjoy it together. And that
Mhm.
was so beyond humbling, to be able to do that for
Mhm.
the first time in my life for Sonic. It was
Mhm.
incredible, and I will always be grateful for that.
Oh. Oh. But
And
because when you think about it, we enjoy having you as the VA for Rouge Arena. You just do such a phenomenal job, you know? Like, because I remember Cashlyn was like the original Rouge for
mhm.
Revo, and then she had to like step down. And then like, but then when you came on to see him, like, yay, I can finally hear Rouge again.
Oh
Like it
my
was
gosh.
like, it was such a long time, because as I said, Cashlyn had to, like, step down, as as, like, the casting director, because she was doing all of the work, before Andrew Kelvin Ultimate became, like, the casting directors. So she was taking on all that workload, and then, but then now we have 3 great casting directors for Rebel, and they casted correctly for Rouge, and then every time I hear Rouge, I just hear your voice right now.
That is
Um,
so humbling to hear. It is
yeah.
so interesting to see how that happened too, because after Revo, like I just remember going. It was either I saw it through Twitter or I saw it through casting call, but I saw that that you guys were looking for a Rouge. I think maybe Kelp reached out. I can't remember now fully, but I
Mm,
remember auditioning, and there were several characters who were open at the time,
mhm,
and I auditioned for them all, and getting cast as Rouge, and then coming back to Revo again, not just as a guest for Sonic Villains, but being a part of Revo.
mhm.
I was so beyond humbled and grateful to be able to actually be a part of the team, be a part of you guys. Oh my goodness, I don't want to get emotional.
Aw.
But yes, it was amazing.
It's kinda like it's, like, completely different experience when you first come as, like, a guest as part of, like, a content creator group, for a convention, and then you come as, like, "Oh my gosh, I'm actually part of the voice cast." Re
Exactly. And I will
it's a whole
always
different
love to be
experience.
here and help out whatever, whenever. I mean, oh man, it's just incredible to be with you guys, and I would love to keep doing it no matter what.
Oh, oh, we appreciate having you around. Like, because for the longest time, I think people in Rebel were kind of like, "Where's Rouge? We haven't seen Rouge in a long time." Like, people were wondering because, like, as I said, Cashlyn was going through like, life changes, so she
Mhm.
couldn't really like, um she couldn't really perform in panels as much, and then, she decided to finally make the decision to, like, step down, so and then people were like, "Where's Rouge?" We it's like, "Where's Rouge?" And then finally, when you got casted, you're like, "Yay, Rouge is back now," after, like, a long hiatus, so
I just hope that I'm doing the character justice, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity. And I hope Cashlyn is doing amazing in her endeavors.
Mhm, absolutely. Shout out to Cashlyn, like, she did such a great job as casting director because that was just by herself, before Andrew Kelp and Ultimate took over as casting directors. She did such a great job just for one person, because you would think it would be more than one person, casting the characters, but she did that by herself for the time being until, she stepped down. But shout out to Cashlyn. Cashlyn is very, very professional and very sweet. Ooh, okay. Here is my next question for you, Arena. Do you have any advice for people who are aspiring to be voice actors?
Oh, wow. So I'm still not one who is like, I'm still not in the professional realm of like, being in film or television. But for those of you who are um, interested in voice acting and who are, just trying to, different avenues or, exploring and want to engage in the activities, I would say go for it. There's so many different opportunities and so many different ways to do so, and it's amazing. It doesn't have to just be, professional industry voice work. It can be just like, YouTube. It can be short films. It can be panels, just like how we do for Revo. I mean, there are so many different things. Radio, commercials. There are so many different things that we can do um, for voice work that goes above and beyond. But it really just starts with trying. Um, I mean, I first started with just using my iPhone and like a pair of headphones. Like there's so many different things for people to try. And that's
Mhm,
the key thing is to try. Whatever avenue that you're doing, try. Test
mhm,
your range. Give yourself opportunity to see what you can do. Practice. Um, the way I did stuff was to, the voice acting speed round that I did. See what character voices exist out there. Experiment, explore what voices can you do, what voices can't you do, what voices do you feel like you can do if with further practice. What sort of practice works for you? Does singing help? Do vocal um, rhymings work for you? Alliteration practice, like what works best for you?
mhm,
I feel like would be the best thing to try is to go for what works for you. There's different avenues for everyone. I can't say that I am, you can't, I can't say that you see me on the big screen, but, I'm happy with where I'm at right now. I mean, technically, I kind of was on the big screen a couple, a couple months ago. um, if you remember, I did a short film, a 48-hour film challenge, and out of 69 people submitted or joined the film challenge. 62 people completed the film challenge. Only 17 films were allowed to be shown, and my film was up there on the screen.
Oh.
Yeah. So in that crowd of so many hundreds of people, my film with my voice acting was up on that screen. You can even see it now. That short film, um, a stick figure sci-fi that you can see on my professional channel, um, Erenaroonie. That short film features my voice work, and that was seen by a whole crowd of people, and that was for a 48-hour film challenge. There's so
Mm,
many different things that you can do, and that's just one avenue. There's so many different things you can try. Comic
mm,
dubs, radio dramas, audio dramas, college radio, there's commercials. There's so many different things. Don't be afraid to try and to just keep exploring, see what fits, what works best for you. Maybe you want to stay doing YouTube, or maybe you want to go for more professional stuff. Go with what you want to do. Keep pursuing it, keep trying, keep
mm,
auditioning, keep practicing, but don't give up. if
mhm,
if it's something for you, then great. If it's not, if you're not feeling it, don't be ashamed to say, hey, I gave it a shot.
mhm,
But for if you're truly wanting to keep going for it, there's a character for everybody.
mhm. Absolutely. That's such great advice, because it's better to try than not, as the saying goes. Um,
And especially not to discourage people. I feel like that's something that we see time and time again, is people
mhm,
discouraging others. This is the wrong avenue. Oh, you're doing it wrong. This isn't how you start your career,
mm,
blah 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 blah.
mhm,
It's 2025. There are so many, we have seen so many different things. We have seen people do short films and web series on YouTube that end up becoming on the big screen and on, things like streaming services now. Do not
mhm,
worry about finding whatever audiences. Create for you.
mhm.
Create for something that I've said even when I first started back in 2017 was, keep creating, even if it's an audience of one, and even if that one is just for you, keep creating.
Absolutely great advice, Serena. That's absolutely true. Like, I know when I first started this Q&A series, like I wasn't getting as much people, like tuning in, but you have to like slowly build it up, Do it because you love it, It's like don't let anyone discourage you from, from doing it. It's like you just have to discover for yourself um how you can achieve it, Because some people find their calling later in life, you know? Um because some people won't find it right away, because I know like when especially when you go to college, you have to like decide on a major, but there's so many people, young people that don't discover what they want to do until like later in life. Mm.
You know what? I actually make that example, bringing it back to it. That story of meeting Jason for the first time, I could actually bring that back around to that. Um, I used to make a fan page, very cringe. I'll start that off now. So cringe, much cringe for the web series that they were in. But that was where I started doing artwork and animatics, and I started practicing my video editing. So all that stuff started with that very, very, very cringy freaking fan page.
Oh.
Um, but that they and the director and the other actors and cast and crew appreciated. And I say that because, people, they really engage with it. And so 2023, when we went to go meet them in person, this is so freaking funny. I gotta compose myself because I cringe, but it's so freaking funny, I swear. Um, there is a meet and greet. The first one he's done in many, many, many years. So I've never met him in person. And it was him, Lisa Ortiz, and um Peter Camella. I'm sorry, I always struggle saying his name. The voice of Ralph from Ed, and Eddie.
Ah.
So all three of them were doing a meet and greet. And so, like I said, my this was the day before Revo, and I had drawn fan art for each of them. But this was my first time meeting Jason in person, and I was so freaking nervous. Standing in line, my friend was there. I would not have been able to do this without her. Shout out to Julia.
Oh.
I'm standing in line. I dropped all the papers on the floor.
Oh.
And
Oh my.
I don't think they saw, but like I was so freaking nervous, y'all. So there were people were because it's so different when you're drawing fan art and making all these stupid cringy videos compared to seeing them in person. It's so different. So we're the next people in line and they're chatting with someone and then they smile and they wave me over just like, "Hey." Their face stops and they drop and they're like, "Wait a minute." And I'm just like, "Oh shoot. Oh shoot." And he's like, "Don't I know you from somewhere?" And I'm like, I couldn't I couldn't English, bro. Like my face was like my eyes are rolling up in my head like I had like come up with a funny sentence, gone. It's like mush. My friend is looking at me, I'm looking at her, and he's like, "Do I know you from somewhere? Have we met before? Is your name Aaron?" And I can't even freaking English. It's just like mush at this point in my mouth. I'm like, it's well, I was trying to figure out what to get for you, but like nothing was coming out like I had.
Oh my.
I was like closing my eyes trying to talk. I couldn't even say the stupid line. And like I had come up with such a smart freaking line too. And
Oh.
but essentially like I was trying to figure out what to draw for you, but here you go. And I handed out the picture. He's like, "It is you." I was so nervous. I was just like, "Oh my god, it's me." And so like he gave me a hug and he was taking a video and showing it to the director of casters. Again, I had met him many years prior. And so it was my first time meeting Jason and we were cracking up and he's like, "Wait, you drove all the way over here to come see us?" And I'm just like, "Yeah." And my friend's all like, "Yeah, well, she almost got into a car accident running a red light." I'm like, "No, I didn't."
Oh my.
Like I was dying, dude. Like it was so freaking funny. But I was talking with him and I remember talking like I seeing him again later at another convention and I was just dying at like, I was laughing at the cringy artwork and just him saying, like, we loved it growing up. Like it wasn't that it wasn't bad. We loved that. Like it was memorable. So it's just like bringing it back to creating and enjoying what you do. It's cringy as heck, but people thoroughly enjoyed it. People loved it. So I enjoyed making it at the time, and people remembered me making it. And the
Oh.
person who remembered it was the person who had such a huge impact on my life. And so I just wanted to bring that back to create because you want to create and
Mhm.
let your audience come find you and you won't you'll be surprised at who remembers you and from what.
Mhm. Mhm.
I
Like,
still died at dropping those papers. Good God.
yeah, I actually have a interesting story. Like, I went to meet like the current main cast for Sonic at in Burbank at Games Realms or something like that. And I went to meet Wally Winger and I met him previously and he signed like my Hello Kitty like Hello Kitty Supersonic plush that I got from San Diego Comic Con back in 2018 is it 2018 or is it 2016? I think 2016. Um, it's funny because when I met him, like I think like 2 years ago now, he looked at me and he's like, "You look familiar," and I'm like, "I do," and then and then he's like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Weren't you at the Sonic 25th anniversary party?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh, you remember?" He's like, "Yeah." It's like I couldn't forget that smile. I'm like, "Wow," like my brain just went to mush. um, but that's literally what happened to me with apparently I was memorable. Um,
Um,
yeah, yeah, like I couldn't form words either. I was just like, "You still remember that?" And that was like 2 years ago when I saw him at GameSpot.
that's
Wow.
awesome.
So I was just genuinely shocked that he still remembered, but that's my story. Ooh, okay. Ooh, yeah. I do see another question in the chat by Pikes Ben Dragon 67. Oh,
Ah, yes,
aside
the pikes that I had mentioned about my friendo who had introduced me to my other friendo. Hello.
and they
Also
said,
interested in voice work.
"Ooh. Oh, aside from Sonic and Pokemon, do you have any series you'd love to be a part of?" Another great question.
Ooh, that's something I haven't thought about. Um, Mario would probably be a big one. Yeah, I would say
Ooh.
Mario would be amazing to be a part of.
Ooh. Nice.
I feel
Nice.
like whether it be a new character or an old character,
Mm. But who would you love to voice in Super Mario?
that is a good question. I feel like it would be fun because, like, I feel like even though I prefer like Princess Peach because of the colors scheme, I feel like I pretty much resonate with Daisy unintentionally.
Ooh.
Like I feel like I enjoyed Princess Peach and Rosalina, but Daisy I feel like I correlate with her a lot more. It's just I don't get to do her voice as often. I feel like her voice I've done it twice. But
Mm.
the thing is with her voice when I do it it's very loud. So I don't get to do it as often. But I feel like it would be so much fun to be able to voice her in like a professional setting and not have to worry about it. Just like, oh, right. Like all sorts of like, because she's definitely like, her character is developed a lot into being like more of a tomboy, independent, fun princess. And I love her dynamic with the shy, cute Luigi.
Mhm. Yeah.
That and
Like,
being a Koopa kid. Koopa kids would be so much fun to voice.
ooh. Like, is
I
it
feel like
like
Wendy or Iggy would be a lot of fun because Iggy's pretty crazy. Wendy gets very sassy.
Oh. Oh my gosh, you are joining Andrew and me in the Daisy fan club. Let's go. We both love Daisy.
If you guys need a Daisy,
Like
Daisy.
it's adorable because we actually went to Universal Studios Hollywood and we went to Super Nintendo World. I actually bought the Daisy wristband that you can interact with at Super Nintendo World. And I didn't even know they sold Daisy because I think when they first introduced the wristband that you could interact with, they didn't show Daisy as a wristband. So I was
Yeah,
shocked. I was shocked to find out they actually had Daisy. I'm like, I guess Daisy might have came later then because I was not aware that they were like promoting, marketing this when it first came out.
I
So
didn't know they had Daisy either. I thought it was still just like Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, and Toad
Toad and
or
Yoshi, I think.
Yoshi. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like I was surprised too because I was literally with Kel like and and stuff. So we went into a shop, and then Kelp's like, "I want to get that wristband." So he ended up getting Luigi. I got I love Daisy, my gal. And we actually took a photo together, and I think one of our other like I was like, "Oh," it's like, "I can respect the Luazy in this photo," because we were posing with the wristbands of Luigi and Daisy, and then I showed Andrew, and then buying Daisy wristbands too. I said, "We're matching, we're Daisy, we're Daisy buddies and stuff," and then now finding out you're also a Daisy, fan as well. Let's go. Join our fan club, already.
Well, actually, ironic enough, and Axel and Pikes can vouch for this. Every time we play Mario Party, I am always Luigi. Because of Luigi number one, and I always do the voice every time. It's like Luigi time. I always do it every time, every single time we play. I'm always doing
Aw.
something.
Aw.
And it's so funny because something every time we play together, something always goes wrong with me.
Aw.
Like I'll lose all my coins or I'll get into an unlucky spot and be like, "Oh no. Oh no. Luigi. Oh no." just it's just
Like,
I need to record our play sometime. It's so freaking funny.
aw. Ooh, okay. Here is my next question for you, Arena. What other Sonic media are your favorites other than the Sonic games? It can be like the actual official animations that they released on the Sonic socials, the comics, the movies, the cartoons, like any other Sonic media you enjoy?
Of course. So definitely the TV shows. I thoroughly enjoyed Sonic Prime. Shout out to Devin Mack. I loved his performance as Sonic and as Chaos Sonic. I really,
Mm-hmm.
really, really wish they would bring it back. I want another season of Sonic Prime, like to at least explore with Silver. Like I feel like that would be such a freaking awesome way to bring it back, considering he
Mm-hmm.
time travels and all that, just to be like, "Yay, we fixed it." No, you didn't. You made it worse. Like I would
Yes.
love to see Triple S. I said Triple H.
Oh.
See Triple S have to work together in a new season of Sonic Prime because something went wrong. So it's just like Silver, Sonic, and Shadow. Shadow be like, "You freaking idiot." Sonic just like, "Hey, I'm sorry." And then Silver's like, "Oh my god, it's just you guys again. Oh my gosh." Just like three brothers just fighting each other. It'll be hilarious. I would love to see it for another season. So Sonic Prime, again, love Devin Mack. I really wish I could listen to his Chaos Sonic on repeat. I would love to see more of that character. Good lord, he deserved more than one episode. I
Yeah,
want
like,
more. He was
y-
awesome. But definitely
yeah.
Sonic Prime. I love Sonic X because um, it was just so much fun, cheesy. Episode 20 when they're on the boat cracked me up as a kid. Good lord. And I know it's episode 20 because I used to look it up all the time on freaking YouTube. It's episode 20 when the when you swing that hammer, oh my heart goes.
And then you're like, this is Jason Griffin voicing
Oh,
Sonic.
dude, yes. He like that was another thing. That was when they were all so youthful and young, freaking mini Jason, mini Lisa, mini Dad Greed. Ah, it was so cool. So like just oh my goodness, just my heart. And I really wish we could have seen. I mean, you see the fan art of it so much, where like it continues, where like another season where they would have added Silver and Blaze and like kind of gone with the Sonic 06 storyline. Gosh, I would have loved to have seen Silver and Blaze in Sonic X. I really wish they would have added that, that storyline in there. It would have been amazing. That or like Sonic Heroes. Oh my goodness, there is so much they could have done. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
There's so
Yeah,
many more.
yeah, for sure. Like,
I
because
do need
it's
to watch the Japanese dub of it though, cuz like I love my English VAs, don't get me wrong, but the I really wish they would redo it because like a lot of it got censored, and the dialogue in the Japanese, I guess, is supposed to be way different and
Yeah,
like
it
even
is.
better. And I'm so
Mhm.
curious what it sounds like because like a lot of it got like cheesed down, like kitty down for the
Mhm.
4 kids version, while a lot of it was a lot more intense and like
Mhm.
genuinely like I don't know how to describe it, like maybe kind of like Avatar: The Last Airbender kind of kids TV show versus the kiddified 4 kids version of the TV show. I would love to listen to the Japanese version at some point.
Yeah, like the Japanese version is peak because like it's like teen to adult stuff in there. So that's why some
Exactly.
of it got like very censored. Like there's this one scene I'm not gonna mention where it's like I forgot which episode it was, but you're gonna butt off where it's like all I could say is that Knuckles chases like Deco and Boko into place, and then yeah, you're gonna see why that scene was censored.
I think I've seen a deleted scene of that on YouTube somewhere.
It's so funny. I'm just like, oh my gosh, no wonder this was not in the poor kids version. Like, but yeah, I'm not gonna go into the specifics of that,
Yeah, just
but
more mature dialogue, especially
mhm,
with Rouge, especially
mhm,
with Rouge
yeah.
from what I heard.
Yeah, like Rouge has like some yeah, she has some dialogue that just hints at stuff. It's like I see where you're going with this girl. Like but
That
yeah,
brings
that
up another question I have though, was they did all that censoring for Sonic X. Okay, I understand. But when we get to Sonic '06, I
oh
swear, I swear, in the English dub, no matter what. Okay, so the English dub, blah blah blah. Why is Shadow? Why is his eyes looking down? His eyes are not meeting Rouge's eyes.
oh my
Okay,
gosh.
people say that the actual developers say he's intentionally looking down, but I'm like, is that messing around, or are they genuinely serious? Is he actually looking down to look down, or is he I need to know? Because like the dialogue doesn't matter. The
Oh,
dialogue could be different, but his face is still down.
yeah, it's kind of like so Sega, what you hinting at here? Like
In the
I've seen
Japanese
that.
dub, Eggman says it outright. I'm not gonna say the line, but like he says it outright to Rouge. And like I guess they take it out for Sonic '06, but why is Shadow looking down still?
I know it's very questionable for sure.
Sega, you
Ooh.
got some explaining to do. I love you.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Another question from Axel is who is your favorite VA of Sonic of all the Sonics thus far? Ooh, great
it's a
question.
tie, actually. It is a
Ooh,
tie. I think it's kind of obvious who's one of them, but I will say Jason and Devin Mack. Devin has
nice.
absolutely phenomenal. As soon as I heard him, and then the rest of the series, oh my goodness. He is so incredible when it comes to emoting as Sonic. He is just
Mhm,
I he conveys emotion so fluidly. It is
mhm,
just amazing.
mhm, for sure.
And not just the Sonic, I mean the Chaos Sonic. My lord, he oh my goodness. Like I can go on and on and on talking about Devin Mack's performance, but good lord, the way that he embodies like all the Sonic voices, and I can really just like vibe with that. I can really feel that he's channeling, especially Jaleel White, who is another VA that I really adore as Sonic. But I feel like the top three for me: Jaleel White, Devin Mack, and Jason. But definitely Devin Mack and Jason.
Ooh. Yeah, like I know when I did that Q&A with Devin, like like he explained about his chaos sonic voice. And for those who don't know that, like, if you notice if his chaos sonic sounds like Jaleel White Sonic, he actually admits it. And
Mm-hmm.
on my Q&A that I did year, that like, yeah, I was inspired by Jaleel White, so that's why it kind of sounds very similar to Jaleel White's performance of Sonic. So that's your answer in case if you're like, yeah, he took inspiration from Jaleel White. And I've talked to like the Sonic VAs, and they all come back and say that Jaleel White, they grew up with Jaleel White. Like Jaleel White is like a full circle moment.
Exactly. Exactly. You have to mention Jaleel White every time. Like, I know Sam Vincent was the singing voice of Sonic. That's why he has a special place in my heart. But like, you gotta mention Jaleel White when you mention your favorite Sonics. So always love
Mhm.
to Jaleel White.
Like for sure. Like Jaleel White, like he started, like he's the one that all the other Sonic VAs grew up. Like Devin even told me I grew up with Jaleel White, and then when I asked Jason, he said the same thing. I grew up with White Sonic, and when I asked Ryan, I grew up with Jaleel White Sonic. I was like, oh my gosh, it's a moment. I'm like, I need to get this information from Ben. And if they say we grew up with Jaleel White, it's a full circle moment
It's a
of
full
Sonic.
circle. That would be
Well,
freaking hilarious.
ooh. Okay, let me see. Okay, no other questions there. All right. Here is we're probably for one or two more questions, and then we're gonna end this Q&A. um, let's see. I just need to find that question. Where's that one? Ooh, okay. Um, do you have any favorite Sonic content creators you would like to collaborate with in the future, and why?
Ooh, Ooh, okay. Well, I mentioned him previously. Shadow759. I grew up with his little videos and like Sonic Reminiscent and the Sora Goes Green and like all the little parody videos. Like I grew up with those. And he had me on as Takal before, and it was incredible. So I would love to work with him and continue working with him further again. But that's one that comes to mind immediately. Um, that would be incredible.
Mm.
Another that comes to mind would be Belina Productions. It's so funny looking back on it now that I never made the connection. But the greatest Sonic fan parody video ever made, and then the Jurassic Park and the Jaws uh, SFM films. I didn't know that they were made by the same creator, so it was just like, what? And I feel like it would be so incredible to be able to work with them on that. That would be it would be awesome to be able to do something with the Belina Productions, as well as to be. I've never had an opportunity to work with them before. It would be an honor, but Sonic Paradox, I have never had a chance to,
Ooh.
but it would be absolutely incredible to voice any sort of character with Sonic Paradox. I remember watching
Ooh.
them like over and over and over as a kid. Actually, that reminds me, I need to rewatch it so I can watch the new stuff. Um, but I would love an opportunity to be able to voice something with Sonic Paradox. Um, I don't know how that would be possible, but it would be incredible, you know? But Sonic
Absolutely.
Paradox would be another one. And of course, just continuing to work with Revo. Uh, you guys have made that dream come true, and it's
Oh.
incredible. And it's like a living dream every time I open up Discord and I see you guys.
Oh. Oh, absolutely. I actually did do a Q&A with Belena and Sonic Paradox previously. So,
Really? Oh wow.
yeah. The Belena was like this year. I think it was like in January, I think, when I did Belena.
Oh dang, I gotta
Um,
catch up.
yeah. And then I'll ask one more question, then we will end this Q&A.
Okie dokies.
Ooh, okay. How about this to end off? Name voice actors who were such a pleasure to work with in the Sonic Revolution panels, whether if it's in character or co-hosting a panel as
All
yourself.
of them. All of them. All of them. Every single person has been absolutely incredible. I know I suck with names, but every single person that I have worked with on Sonic Revolution has been amazing. There's been Blue Moon, Ultimate, MC, there's been Doom, True Blue, Rockstar. I mean, so many freaking people. I could just keep going on and on and on about how amazing everyone is. I love working with everyone. Chris, I mean, all of you guys. My goodness. There's just Andrew, everybody. I cannot stress that enough. Everybody is freaking amazing. I know I horrible with names, but every single person on that team is phenomenal. Every single person is just full of talent and so many interesting insights. Everyone is just fantastic and a wonder to be able to work with. So many people, Sortie, Josh. I mean, everybody. I cannot stress that enough. It has been such a humbling experience to learn from them, to hear their range, to be able to hear their insights, to even just call people friends. I mean, it is just a humbling experience, and I'll never be able to forget that. So definitely every single person.
I just love with no hesitation. You just said all of them. No hesitation. I love that. I love that. That
I
was
just wish
great.
I hope I get everyone's name in there. I know I can't get everyone's name in there, but at the top of my head, just trying to go through as fast as I can.
That's all right. Oh, okay. We'll probably get this. Oh no, wait. Yeah. All right. That is the last question for this Q&A, and I want to thank you, Arena, for agreeing to Q&A.
For having
Yeah, absolutely. Like it was such a pleasure to do another Q&A. It's been a while. So and of course I want to thank you, audience, for tuning in to this episode and asking Areno so many great questions other than my own. And of course, I am going to be announcing my upcoming stuff that I have going on as tomorrow at 5 p.m. PT, 8 p.m. ET on my Twitter, I will be hosting a Super Smash Brothers Twitter space. So if you want to discuss like any like funny, hilarious moments or your fun gaming experience of the Super Smash Brothers series, come and tune in to on my Twitter. Then on next Monday, May 12th at 3 p.m. PT, 6 p.m. ET is the next episode of the Lucky Charm podcast, episode 10, where I am joined by my very good buddy G, aka the Cartoon Spot, who is a special community guest in the Miraculous Ladybug community, where we are going to be ranking the miraculous heroes. Yes, so if you are interested and you are a Miraculous fan, come and tune in and see which Miraculous heroes are our favorites. Then, of course, on next Tuesday, is another Twitter space on May 13th at 5 p.m. PT, 8 p.m. ET is Team Serenity 1 year anniversary. Because on that day is when myself, Doom the Main Queen, and Andrew HVA actually formed Team Serenity last year. So if you want to ask Team Serenity, myself, Doom, and Andrew any questions, here's your chance to ask us. It's a way to celebrate our 1 year anniversary as Team Serenity. Then, of course, next Wednesday, May 14th at 5 p.m. PT, 8 p.m. ET is the next episode of Goddess Spotlight with Liaserenityrose, episode 35, where I will be doing a Q&A with Emsbury about them and their content. So if you want to ask Emsbury any questions, here's your chance as well. And then on Sunday, May 18th at 1 p.m. PT, 4 p.m. E is guest Mario through emojis. And this is where Andrew HBA and Kenny will be facing off against each other and guessing each emoji sets of anything in the Super Mario franchise. So let's see who's going to end up winning that. And of course, you never know, there might be more Twitter spaces coming soon. So be on the lookout for that. And of course, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on that bell notifications for upcoming live streams and video content. And I'm hoping to get more live streams confirmed for you guys soon. But bye, everyone.